My God, last night's episode was giving me heart palpitations. So, welcome, everybody, lock in. We are going to get into the recap from Love Island episode 22, which was last night's episode, which, by the way, was crazy. The episode was insane, and there's so much to unpack. But I guess we need to start with the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is Taylor. Like, I've been watching people's takes. So when I woke up this morning, I'm scrolling through social media and I'm watching people's takes, and people really had beef with Clark, which is confusing to me. And I'll get to that in a second. But Taylor is a dusty, musty, and that's frat. So y'all know that if I'm going against him, I mean that wholeheartedly. And let me tell y'all why, because I feel like people are misinterpreting why everybody got beef with Taylor. Nobody cares that Taylor decided to explore other options. That's the point of the show. And I think that's okay. And I know people was upset with me when I said this yesterday, but I was rocking with Taylor until last night. Like, I was cool with the fact that he was exploring other options. That's not the problem. How he went about exploring his other options, trash. Okay, basuda, garbage. Because he was bringing them both along on a journey. Like, it wasn't like he said to Olandria, yo, listen, I really like Clark and I'm good on you. And I'm gonna just lock in on Clark and I don't want no more parts of you. Now, do I think he was moving funny? Yes. Do I think Olandria was being a little delusional? Maybe. I'm not mad at her though, because I get it. Y'all got to remember the environment they're in. If I was locked inside of a house with no phone, no access to nothing, and I only liked one person, I think y'all don't understand. I'm going to get back to Taylor, but I don't think y'all understand. For people who are not serial daters and are not players or whatever, and we get locked in and that's it, like you like who you like and that's it, I'm the type of, you need to let me know you want to get married at the start of this. You know what I'm saying? That's my vibe. So I feel what Olandria is saying. I need you to, like, is we getting married or what? Because I don't have time for all of this dating around stuff. Like, I need you to love me or not love me. So I get her style. But I didn't like how Taylor was saying basically like, oh, I really care about you. I really still wanted to explore this thing and I'm exploring her. And she's giving him the space to do that. And then you turned around and voted her off the island. Wait, what? You tried to vote her off the island. And what's crazy is his rationale behind it. Olandria didn't say nothing crazy. All she said was, I gave Taylor the chance. I told him that I was still interested, and I asked him what I need to do to make it work. Or, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just disappointed because he played in her, because he basically said, she basically said, I'm disappointed because I felt like we were having these conversations and he didn't mean it. And it's the truth. So for him to turn around and say he doesn't want Olandria to stay because she was shooting shots at him, boo. Tomatoes, 1,000 rotten apples. That's corny. That's so corny. That's so corny to me. Like, and the truth of the matter is, he wants Olandria gone because he can't face her, because he's scared of her, he's terrified, and he doesn't want her to stay in the house because he knows then he has to still face her. And so he's saying he wants her gone because he already know how awkward he made it, and the truth of the matter is that he just wants to be in peace with Clark. Now, to get to Clark, I don't understand people's Clark hate. I truly don't get it. I don't know what people want her to do. People keep saying, oh, Clark is giving a side eye, her facial expressions. But y'all have to realize they're on a reality show. Cameras are rolling 24/7. What do you want her to do with her face? At some point she's going to make faces and the producers are going to capture the right facial expressions and plug it in at the right time. Like, I don't understand why everybody got beef with her. What was she supposed to do for 24 hours with her facial expressions? Like, I don't know. Y'all are bugging. Like, I don't think she did anything that bad. I also feel like she was very true to who she was. She showed up, she talked to Alandria, and Clark is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep comparing Clark to Alandria because I don't think Clark and Olandria are the problem. I don't think they need to be compared. I think Taylor is the issue. Taylor got too comfortable and he did what he did. And it's honestly just putting her in an impossible situation. And I kind of feel bad for her because what you supposed to do in that situation? You either y'all think she just gonna tap out and walk away from the show? No. I don't know. I feel like Clark is beautiful and you know what I'm saying? And I understand what she's saying. And also, Nick is a real one. He the GOAT for saying, I'm gonna vote for Olandria to stay because I don't know what Taylor's gonna do in 3 days. Like, no offense, he just met you. And I hope to God that Olandria don't do that. Like, I hope Taylor goes crawling back to her, but I hope Olandria tells him to get out her face. Like, I really want Olandria to shut it down. Like, I'm ready for her to move on, and I want her to find her man. I hope they bring in her Southern country king. But I also feel like if I was Clark and somebody said that, I would give you the side eye too. I'm sitting right here. Like, if I was Clark and somebody was like, no offense, but I'm voting Olandria because he might be done with you in 3 days, I would have gave him the side eye too. And I don't think Nick was wrong. I actually messed with Nick. I thought it was cool, but I would have gave him the side eye too. I don't think she's wrong for that. But I will say Nick and Pepe, they really did hold it down. They really did hold it down, and I respect them. Honestly, they the true MVPs because the way they never gave up on our girl Olandria, and this is the reason I say Ace is fraud. I say Ace is fraud not because because he voted for Olandria. I think that it's weird to me that you would sit up there and be like, oh, yeah, I think Olandria should go too. And I don't truly think it's because you wanted Coco to have a shot at love. I don't think that's what the case was. I think it's because you're friends with Taylor and you knew Taylor wanted Olandria gone and you got real weird and decided to sit up there and be like, yeah, peace out, Olandria. That to me is strange. That's strange. And that reminds me of last year with Janae and what's his name? And Cordell. Like when Janae went off on all of them, she was like, you mad fake. Y'all are all mad fake and I don't want to talk to y'all. I hope Olandria go off on them the same way. I feel like if you're really friends with somebody like that, and you really messed with Olandria the way you say she's your Serena and Cordell. I hope she goes off on him the same way. But I feel like if you really say that somebody's your friend and y'all been friends for how long? No shade, and maybe it's just me, but my loyalty rocks with the people I know the longest. Like, if I mess with you and you're my sis, I don't really care about nobody else. Like, I know you the longest. We have this bond. We came to the house together. I'm finna rock with my friend. I'm sorry. I'm finna rock with my friend. If you're my sis like that, I'm going to save you because you're my sis. It don't even matter. I don't care about no Coco. We just met her. Now, don't get me wrong. Coco is fire. Coco is fire. Okay? And she deserves love. I wish she could have also stayed in the show and they would have brought in a fireman for her because she's such a beautiful person. She is like, you know what I'm saying, through and through. Now, it blew me with Ace when he did that. So I think he's fraud. I don't hate him, but I think he's fraud. Coco and Shelly wearing the same fits down to the flower in their hair. Shelly and Coco standing up there in front of Ace with the same fit on blew my mind. It blew my mind. I couldn't believe that they had the exact same fit on down to the flower in their hair. That's nuts. I think that's crazy. And everybody knew that he was going to pick Shelly. I think Coco also knew that he was going to pick Shelly. I think we all were well aware of that. I don't think there was any question in any mind about Coco picking or about him picking Shelly. And I was hoping that they would still let some of the people who are single stay on the island like Coco because I think she deserves love. I honestly think we need to pack it up because Ace and Shelly are clearly going to win this show and they're going to go famous and they're going to make it big. And I do think they really like each other, but I also think they're playing a strategy. They're playing a game. They're smart. They know what they're doing. They're playing the game. They already won the show. It's over, especially because Taylor, it's raps for Taylor. It's raps for Taylor. Taylor, it doesn't matter how much Taylor and Clark like each other. It's raps for Taylor because he played it so wrong. He played it so wrong. Ace, whether or not we like it, Taylor got way more hate in the world than Ace could ever get. Taylor got too much hate. It's too many people. And to be honest, the only other couple that people might pick is Ciara and Nick. And I think that Ciara and Nick is a good choice. But I will say that if Ace and Shelly continue to show us like real love, I could see people falling in love with Shelly and Ace as a couple and wanting to give them the money. Now, Taylor, we're going to have to get him off the show. We're going to have to get him off the show. Taylor got to get off the show, okay? Because I truly, in my mind, Taylor just got to go. And it sucks because I don't want Clark to have to bear the burden of this. But if Clark got to go because Taylor got to go, Clark got to go. And I think she's fire. Beautiful woman. I don't think she deserves no hate. But she got to go because he got to go. Austin drives me crazy. When Austin said, when Jaden, first of all, Jaden does not like Austin, and it's all in her face. She can't stand Austin. Jaden does not like Austin. I want to be crystal clear about that. The way she kept rolling her eyes every time he spoke, and I think what probably was the final straw for her was when they were talking about her having diabetes, and she was saying that she would faint because he asked what's the worst thing that ever happened, and Austin turned around and said, "Oh, I faint sometimes too, mostly because I'm an irresponsible adult." What? Imagine you talking about an actual health issue, and then somebody says, "Oh, you've only fainted 5 times. I do it all the time. I'm an irresponsible adult." It's not funny anymore. It's not funny anymore. And the truth of the matter is, Jaden just wanted to stay in the house. And that's a smart pick if you want to stay in the house, but that's not going to work long term. She's sick of him. She was rolling her eyes the whole time. And when she said, "I'm surprised you spelled my name right," it gave, "I think you're slow." She was like, "He's funny, he's this." She don't think none of those things no more. She's over him. And I don't understand why Austin's still there. I also can't stand Austin's mustache, okay? It gives me police officer. You know who he reminds me of? You know who Austin reminds me of? I finally put I have to make a video about this. I finally got it in my head. If y'all ever seen Scary Movie, but the Scary Movie, the first one, do y'all remember Officer Dewey? The one who was, I think, Sydney's brother? Officer Dewey, Austin reminds me of Officer Dewey from Scary Movie. Y'all have to go look it up. Duffy, Dewey, whatever his name is, that's who he remind me of. I got to make a video about that because I kept trying to figure out who it was, and I couldn't remember who it was, but it's definitely the cop from Scary Movie who he reminds me of, and I hate it so much. I can't stand listening to him talk. Oh my God, Austin drives me up the wall. It drives me up. I have to make a video about that because that's mad funny. But Officer Doofy, whatever his name is, but he reminds me of him so bad. That's crazy. And I'm so tired of Austin. Please, I need him to pack it up. And he needs to take Vanna with him. I know Vanna got voted off, but I actually think that Vanna and Austin, Officer Dewey, Duffy, whatever his name is, him and Vanna would have been the right match because they're just both not all the way there. And I was tired of Vanna and her lip fillers and her cheekbones. Please, 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 please. Now, Pepe and Olandria, I think Pepe could like Olandria, but I low-key feel like if Olandria could get out of her head, I feel like Chris is actually going to be the one to slide. I feel like Chris is going to slide. If Olandria can get out her head about wanting a country boy, I think if she can give Chris a chance, I actually think that it would be decent. Now, I also think that Huda, I feel like Chris don't really like Huda. I like Chris. It's sad because, Chris is easy to forget about because when you're competing with Shelly and Ace, they already stole the show, right? But I like Chris. I think Chris is cool, but again, he's put in an impossible situation. And let me tell y'all what actually would be tea. Let me tell y'all if y'all really want to see good TV, if Chris and Clark connected, that would be good TV. If Chris and Clark got together on Taylor ass, ooh-wee. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Okay, I would love to see that. That would make me go crazy. and leave Taylor sitting there. And Olandria better not. Better not. But I feel like the reason it's not going to happen is because Clark had to fight too hard to get to where she's at, and she has to now stand 10 toes down on it. But if Chris and Clark connected, I hope he pull her for a chat because he see what's going on, and I hope they can make something work. Because I also want to say that I thought last night was going to be movie night. When Ariana Madix came out and was like, oh, come with me over here, I thought they was about to do the cinema. I was losing it. And to be honest, that also would have been incredible TV. The cinema before the recoupling and before pushing people out the aisle, that would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. I really would have liked that. That would have been that would have been some crazy mess. But honestly, I truly hope that, I honestly hope, because the thing is about Taylor, I think he needs to be humbled. I think Taylor needs to be humbled. I think he's too comfortable because 2 girls liked him. And actually it was 3, because remember, when Coco came in, she liked Taylor too. So I think he started feeling himself, and I really think he needs to be humbled. I think that's just what it is. Like, I don't know. But Pepe seems to, I don't know if Pepe and Olandria should go together, because I actually think Pepe and, I think Pepe likes, what's her name that he's with? The one that looked just like Hannah to me. She gives Hannah. And I think that is Pepe's type. I think people are not locking in on the fact that Pepe clearly has a type, because the fact that he went for a girl that reminds us of Hannah, she's just less freaked out. Grayson, she's just not as freaked out as Hannah, but she reminds me of Hannah. So I feel like we're not connecting to the fact that he has a type and he clearly likes a certain type. And I don't think Olandria falls within that type. And I think, again, whether it's intentional or unintentional, I think it has to do with like how people perceive beauty and blackness. The reason I don't think Olandria needs to go is because Olandria is the show. I don't know if y'all are realizing, the people that y'all want to go are the people that make good television. Olandria, Amaya is good TV. Oh, and we're going to get to that. Olandria is good TV. Ace is good television. Taylor, unfortunately, good television. Huda, good television. If Jeremiah played his cards right, he also would have still been good television. He just played himself, so he's not on there. But the people, those are the people that we need to like. They're there for a reason. They make the show. Now, I also want to say that Amaya and Zach are not a good fit. Amaya and Zach are not a good. Zach doesn't really like Amaya. And I'm telling y'all, you could tell by the way he looks at her. She got to ask him for a kiss, all this other stuff. Zach with a K wants to stay in the house. That is not a good pairing. He doesn't like her like that. He really is just tolerating her because he needs to see that him and Jaden are trying to stay in the house and they're playing a smart game. That's just what it is. I don't think that he really likes Amaya. And also Amaya, I think Amaya wants love so bad and she's so loyal that she's willing to ride it out. Cause I think she's like happy that and she deserves love. Amaya is a good person. I don't care what nobody say. Last night when she was like, Taylor, what? Yo, Taylor, I felt that to my New York core, okay? I felt that in my spirit because Taylor, what? Is you cool? I know she wanted to say Negro, is you cool? Like, I felt that to my core. And so I love Amaya down and I want better for Amaya than Zach. I also know that people are saying that they felt like that they didn't feel like Zach was wrong for hushing her, but I felt like he was hushing her. I felt like he's tired of her crying, and she do cry too much, but I felt like he was trying to hush her, and I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. I just don't like that match. I also feel like he didn't initially go for her. I want Amaya Papaya to find true love. I want somebody who is dead serious all about her. I want somebody who is locked in from Amaya Papaya from the start that comes in and is like, oh, I mess with her, I rate her, like that's her. You get what I'm saying? I don't want Amaya to have to settle. I want her to have somebody who is evenly obsessed with her the way she's obsessed with them and have her find the love that she wants. She deserves love, and I don't think that Zach is it. I think he's trying to stay on the show. And the minute that a bombshell come in or any opportunity he sees that he could get himself out there, he's going to get himself out there. JD needed to go. I know, we all know that Huda is not playing with a full deck, but JD needed to go. When he started telling Huda that she was she was trying to be too dominant. Now I understand what you're saying between dominant and submissive, but when he started using words like combative and it's like you wanted to be combative, it's like, what are you talking about? That to me, that literally did me in. Because at first I was trying to see where they were going, where he was going with this whole submissive and dominant thing. Because I feel like I understand that submissive and dominant exist in relationships. And I think I sensed a strong feeling of misogyny in his statement. Because it's almost like he was insinuating that because she was a woman, that she needed to be submissive. And if you know anything about relationships, you know that dominant and submissive are an ebb and flow, right? Like both people and both partners can be dominant and submissive when the time is right. It is not a like, oh, you're a woman, you need to be submissive. And I respected Huda when she said, go find somebody submissive. I was proud of her. I know y'all don't like Huda, but I thought she handled that well. And I think she's rebranding herself. People are not going to give her a chance because y'all have this obsession with Jeremiah. But I think Huda is rebranding herself. And I think she got caught up in whatever she had going on with Jeremiah. But I do think that she's about to show us a different side of her. And I'm not going to lie, I mess with it. I mess with Huda. I'm not going to lie. I never was a part of the hate train. I do think she's a little delulu, but I'm never going to make fun of nobody who's delulu because y'all clearly ain't never been in no toxic situation where you were a little delulu too. We've all been there. I don't know. We're just watching her do it on television, and I feel like they played in her face. I think Huda is delulu in real life, and I think we all been in situations where it's been toxic and we're all a little delulu, and nobody gives Huda her grace because everybody messes with Jeremiah. But I do think Jeremiah played a huge role in her being delulu. And that's just what I'm finna say. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, and I will explain. So let me explain my rooting for Taylor. First of all, I have a sense of loyalty to Taylor because he's my frat brother. He's frat. I don't know him personally, but he's frat. He's an alpha. Right? So that to me in and of itself, I was rooting for him. I also thought he was going to come to his senses. The other thing is, I don't want to say anybody's a bad person for exploring their options. Like at first he was just doing what he was supposed to do in Casa Amor. I feel like he was just exploring his options. So how am I gonna be mad at him for exploring his options? Now, my problem is how he went about it. So I was rocking with him until he started to move funny. And I'm like, yo, keep it player. Keep it pimping. You know what I'm saying? Keep it pimping. And if you know anything about alphas, we respect women. That's a part of our organization and what we're founded upon. And so I didn't like the way he handled the situation because it wasn't giving real man. It wasn't giving like I manned up and I'm doing my big one. It was giving I'm scary and I'm hiding behind these people and this decision and I want to get her out of here so I don't have to face her. And to me, that's just corny. So I was rooting for him because I felt like he was just doing what he was supposed to do. But the way he handled it blew me because it's like, you're not just exploring, you're being funny about it. I don't like the funny style. Like you should have manned up and did what you needed to do if you was going to make that decision. You should have told Olandria, you should have stood 10 toes down on your decision. And you damn sure shouldn't have got Olandria put out the island if you was really still interested in exploring her the way you said you was going to explore her. So yes, I was rocking with him at first because I felt like it was only fair that he get to explore. Now, when things got a little weird, I was like, get him off my television screen. Get off my television screen. You know what I'm saying? Like at first, I don't think he was doing nothing wrong. And then when Olandria came in and he started moving a little funny and whatever, yeah, but it just like, it started to get weird. And that's when I wanted him off my television screen because it's like, now you're being weird and I can't root for nobody like that because you're not giving me real man vibes. You know what I'm saying? That's not it.